My name is Terry Tomes, and this is my wife, Betty Tomes. I was born and raised in Chandler, Arizona as a military dependent. I also served in the military, and after I was discharged, I got a job with the Minnehaha County Sheriff's Office in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where I spent 20 years working.
And I was born and raised in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
In 1997, I had a thyroid condition, which put me in the AFib. And at the time, they discovered that I had a defective heart valve. So then I went back in 14 and got a pacemaker defibrillator combination. In 2021, as I was getting ready for work, my defibrillator went off 30 times in 30 minutes. I was conscious through the whole ordeal and went to the hospital, and I asked my cardiologist if he could get me into Mayo. It took me a couple of months to work on the logistics, and they told me that I could stay at the Gift of Life Transplant House. So I started working with them and seeing what I had to do. They said, okay, here's the deal. You have to have a tour of the house, and then you can move in. I said, can I move in the same day? Because they said, sure. So we packed up our little car full of stuff and basically moved temporarily up here to Rochester.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing well. I went to the appointments and they said, yep, right now you're stable. We don't have to do anything else. We'll see you in 4 months. I'm thinking, okay, but you have to stay here. So I transferred all my time waiting up to here. I've been on the transplant list for 4 years now and still waiting, and we'll be waiting some more time. But we couldn't ask for a better place to wait. We get inspired by the people in the transplant house, people coming and going. Matter of fact, 2 of our friends are leaving today, and a lot of them have left and gone home and carried on their lives.
I love to paint. I brought painting, sewing, all these things. And I figure I can paint on rocks, and that's what I've done for years. It's something that if someone sees it with a little message that relates to them, we always just say, take it with you. And it's a reminder of Rochester and Mayo Clinic and the experiences here. I didn't paint these, but I'm sure someone from this house did. I've had a lot of people that have said, oh, that's what I want to do. Aren't they just adorable?
There was a lady, we were coming home last night, who was looking at the rocks around the pediatric house, and she says she was smiling so big that it just lifted both of our spirits. And she says, man, aren't they just terrific? And Betty said, yeah, I painted them. And she says, they are so good. Thank you very much.
But I usually think of the little kids and what they would like. And when I see their face and they're so excited and they play with them while they're visiting, and it just makes me happy. Think about things that little boys would like: guitars, baseball, little girls with the dolls and
Angels,
happy faces.
butterflies.
Everybody seems to find something that they really like, and so I'm happy to make them for them. You're from Arizona?
No, we're from Western South Dakota.
Oh,
That's nice.
where
I
in
grew up
Western?
in South Dakota.
A lot of time in
Do
Stoneville.
you see the heart?
It was
in there?
centrally located.
Look at that. Yes, it is. Isn't that beautiful?
I'm trying to remember,
It
there was
looks like
one
your
up.
dress. People send pictures of where they sat their rock, in their garden or on a shelf at home, and everyone seems to really enjoy them. So it makes me happy too.
We're glad to see when people come in there, they are sickly and pale and not doing very well, but after a while they get healthy. They've gotten hope that they're going to get better, and the doctors have been providing that for them.
It's been wonderful. To me, it has been. I was a little bit nervous about being in a home with a lot of people, but it's really a blessing. You always have someone to talk to. You have your own private space when you need it, but there's so many community rooms. We chit chat while we're making dinners. Sometimes we sit with friends for dinner, sit out on the porch. Everyone feels free to tell their stories. You can help each other relating each other's stories, and they have the shuttle to take you places. It's so quick to get to the hospital. You know, you can walk there. They've got everything that you could possibly need. And the staff, everyone's just wonderful. I couldn't ask for a better place to stay. I like this one. How do you mend a broken heart? Mayo, and it has a Band-Aid on it. Because it looks like a heart.
We've had several family members and friends meet us in various towns outside of the area. It's been a great experience from just going out and see things in Minnesota. All these little towns have wonderful old buildings. They have wonderful activities going on. You have to remain patient because it's going to happen. And we've been lucky enough to whatever church we went to is they all remember us and everybody's praying for us so that we might be able to go home for a while.
Plus at the house, they have everything you could need. Everyone is so kind. You just feel at home and comfortable. And like I said, at first I was a little worried about being around so many people, but they are all so hopeful. They all have such good stories to tell. Even though they're very sick when they come in, it's just amazing to see all the wonderful healing. And this living in this home is just making it comfortable while you're here. Couldn't ask for a better place, honestly. I would recommend it to anyone.